So hello everyone. So today in this short video we will see how the variables are declared in the MATLAB, and this quick tutorial will go through the rules for defining a variable name. So first of all we will see how we need to define the name of a variable. So variable name always begins with a letter. For example, in this case, if we execute this particular statement, then we get a equals to 4, and if we say 2a equals to 1, so this will give us an error. So the error that is being given is that invalid expression. So you cannot start a variable name with a number, but at the same time what you can do is you can have any number in the variable name. For example, a2 equals to 4. So this is a valid variable name. The important thing that you have to keep in mind is that the variable name will always begin with a letter. So the first character in a variable name will always be a letter. The second thing that is associated with giving a variable name is that variable names can have letters, numbers and underscore. So underscore is the only special character that is allowed in a variable name. So in this case you can see that we have written a variable name as a variable 1. In this particular name we have a letter and we have underscore and we have a number also. The number is 1, and it follows all the rules of naming a variable. That is, it is starting with a character. The starting character is a letter, which is a, and it has underscore, or because it can have underscore, therefore it has underscore, and it can have number also. So this particular variable name is like this, which is this a variable 1 and equals to 4. So you can see that as we keep on running these statements, we are getting the variables being assigned with the value, and you can see that these variables are also stored in the workspace. The third important rule is that the length of the variable name cannot be more than 63 characters. So the maximum length of a variable name is 63 characters only. In case if we write any variable name which is longer than 63 characters, then the MATLAB is going to truncate it. That means it will reject the letters or the characters of the variable name from 64th position onward. For example, we have taken this particular example where we have written the name of the variable as this. A long variable name is the one which is more than 63 characters long. So this particular expression or this particular part of this statement is a variable name, and you can see the MATLAB starts underlining that the length of the variable is exceeding 63 characters, and it underlines the variable name up till which it is going to be a valid variable name. So if we run this particular statement, we get a warning here. So the warning is saying that this particular variable name exceeds the MATLAB maximum name length of 63 characters and will be truncated. So it is truncated to this particular name. So you see that after characters we have an underscore here and long also. So these 5 characters are truncated and our variable name has been limited up to the word character. So the variable name is this and the value assigned is this. So in case if the variable length of the variable name is more than 63 characters, it does not mean the MATLAB will not assign a value to it and will not define a variable. It will declare that variable and it will assign the value, but the name of the variable will be truncated after 64 characters onward. Now the fourth important point that needs to be taken care of is that the variable name is case sensitive. That means when we say small a equals to 4 and when we say capital A equals to 4, both are going to be different things. So if we run it, we can see that here in the workspace also that A is assigned a value 4 and capital A is assigned a value 8. So this means that the variable names are case sensitive. So we have to be very careful about the case of each of the letters that are being used in naming a variable. For example, a variable 1 equals to 88. If I write it and just make a minor change, I make V capital. Now this is again a different variable. So you can see that how important it is to keep an eye on the case of the variable name. We have these two different variables where A, all small letters, variable VARIABLE, variable 1. In this variable name, we have capital A as well as capital V. Both are different. So this is to show that the variable names are case sensitive. Now the fifth important point that we need to take care of is that some names are used by the predefined functions. For example, pi. Pi is a predefined function in MATLAB. Infinity or INF is a predefined function in MATLAB. NN is a predefined function in a MATLAB. So all these are predefined functions, and these names are function names. And for example, if I say which pi, then it is going to return me this, that it is within the MATLAB and it is a function which is already predefined. So can we change the name of these predefined functions? I mean, these are the names which can be a variable name, but these names are used to define functions. So yes, we can override these predefined functions and can assign values by ourselves. If I clean the command window and if I simply type pi and press enter, I get the value of pi that is written by the predefined function. So predefined function pi returns me a value 3.146. Now let's say I assign a different value to pi. Let's say pi equals to 2. Now the value of pi is changed to 2. So from now onwards, whenever I will use pi within my code, it is going to be a variable which is having a value 2. In case I want to return back to the pi which was the predefined function, I just have to clear the pi value, clear pi, and now if I check the pi value, it is again back to 3.1416. So yes, what we have seen is that there are some predefined functions in MATLAB and they use names like pi, infinity, NaN, which is not a number, I and j. So in case if we really need these particular names, then we can override them. Otherwise we should always leave them as it is and use different set of characters. That will be the best practice to do it. These pre-used names can be overwritten by user. Yes, these can be overwritten by users. Now the final point that is necessary for the beginners is it is the same thing that I have already told, that all the variables are saved in the workspace automatically. So the moment you execute any statement in the command window, the variables associated in that particular statement's execution gets stored in the workspace by default. You do not have to save it separately. These are saved by themselves. So one important thing that you can see in the workspace is that the name of this particular variable, where the name was larger than 63 characters. So the MATLAB truncated it up to character, because from A to R it is 63 characters. 64 onwards are truncated, but it does assign a value and it does declare a variable with that name, with that truncated name. So that's it for today. Thank you.